Well, COVID has taken away another thing and has postponed the Steelers and Ravens game tomorrow night. Which means now I have to spend time with my wife. Worst Thanksgiving ever. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom Brady.
You can't do predictions without me.
Watch me. And I'm Jade I. Oh, check my fantasy lineup. Oh, what defense should I pick up? Oh, I lost again. And welcome to another episode of NFL Predictions. This time we'll be taking a look at Week 12 in the NFL. Last week I went 7-7, so I got a 109, 51-1 record, while Jade went 6-8, 95, 65-1 on the season. I was so close. And the Vikings. I picked the Vikings and they lose again. But I picked the Packers. Yeah, why'd you pick the Packers? I was really upset about that, and now they lost again. Oh, my name's Jay. So getting started, let's look at our two Thursday games. Should have been three. You got the Houston Texans taking on the Detroit Lions. Obviously a real slobber knocker. A highly rated game. One that could be featured on Sunday Night Football. Or should not be featured at all. Both these teams are pretty much garbaggio. However, the Texans were able to pull off a W against the New England Patriots. Shocking to everybody. And the Lions, they literally got blown out by the Panthers. And I picked the Lions to win too. Maybe Matthew Stafford will get some Thanksgiving magic, and not only will be carving up that tofurkey, but he'll also be carving up that Texans secondary. Or the Lions will continue to suck. Honestly, this is a tale of two sucky teams, and I don't know which one is going to get.
I'm choosing the Texans.
I'm going to go with the Lions one more time. If you let me down, I'll never pick you again this season. Ending rookie seasons into our next game, you have the Washington football team taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys able to pull off an elusive W against the Minnesota Vikings. That's right, the Vikings lost to the Cowboys. They're a bad football team. Meanwhile, the Washington football team, they destroyed Joe Burrow's leg and ended his season while he was having a very great start to his NFL career. Ow!
It's a rogue hair. It's not going in the direction of any other hairs.
Yeah, it's like those Instagram posts. Don't be afraid to be unique and stand out.
Oh, it is. It's being unique and standing out, literally.
Hashtag influencer. So yeah, the Washington football team decided to ruin the Bengals season, but then again, last week, as Sephora pointed out, I said that the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line was going to get Joe Burrow killed, and I unfortunately was right. Now, both of these teams are still in the running for first place because every single team in the NFC East has 3 wins. Every single one. That's it. Just 3 wins. I want to pick the Cowboys here. Personally, I really want the Washington football team to win because I think it would be hysterical. But I'm going to pick the Cowboys to take the win here.
I'll go with Washington.
Ooh. Wildflower would be proud. COVIDing into our next game, you got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Still hasn't been announced what time they're going to be playing on Sunday, but this was going to be the only good game tomorrow. The only good game on Thanksgiving. Now I understand why the Native Americans hate Thanksgiving. There's no good football.
Yeah, that's why.
And the murder and stuff, too. The Steelers absolutely slapping the Jaguars in the face. Luton throwing 4 interceptions, had a 15.5 QB rating, and
because of that, he's not going to be starting this week. The Ravens, yeah, they're struggling. Lost in OT to the Tennessee Titans, and they are just dying for a win. They obviously had a little bit of a COVID outbreak, which made them move the game, which is curious considering that the Packers and 49ers had COVID outbreaks, and yet they were still forced to play on Thursday Night Football, but that's neither here nor there. That being said, the Steelers, if with a W here, I think they're going to cement themselves as the winners of the division. So I'm going to go with the Steelers here.
I'll go with the Steelers.
Beating a team that hasn't won a single gaming into our next game, we have the LA Chargers taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Chargers did what everyone else has done this season, defeated the New York Jets. The Jets put up some points, so good for them.
Great.
There was still hope for Springsteen, but
No.
Meanwhile, the Bills had the luxury of a bye week, which was much needed after losing to the Hail Murray, in which I'm sure they have gotten over completely. The Bills are a better football team here. The Chargers, while they are able to put up some points, Herbert has been looking good. I really don't believe in that defense at all. Yeah.
Bills.
Plunging deeper into mediocrity into our next game, you have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. As we talked about before, the Titans were able to squeak away a win in overtime against the Ravens as they are trying to keep pace with the Indianapolis Colts and who they'll be facing this week. They just faced the Colts a couple weeks ago, and here they are again. The Colts coming off an overtime win against the Green Bay Packers. The Colts defense looked atrocious in the first half of the Packers game and then looked a lot better in the second half, and Phillip Rivers came alive. Regardless of who I pick, the other team is going to win. I really cannot be right on this game, so I'm just going to go with the Colts here, and the Titans are going to win.
Great. That means that I'll pick the Titans.
Absolutely.
Where
can my CMC be? Because he's screwing me in fantasy. Into our next game, you have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. As we talked about before, the Vikings, they rolled it up, and their defense absolutely blew that game, while the Panthers looked impressive against the Detroit Lions. Vikings fans were just talking a couple of minutes ago of how they were going to run the table and how they were going to be able to make it into the playoffs. I think this is the week that the Panthers put them in their place and kill their dreams. Panthers. Jade. Regardless of who she picks, Vikings fans are going to be pissed at you.
I know.
Which is why...
They already are.
Which is why I would say become a Ravens fan, but they have been sucking this year. And don't become a Packers fan because you've cursed them. You're choosing the Panthers. Wow, Jade. Way to not even support your own team.
Nope.
Is this your goddess? Is this your champion? Fools. Are they actually good into our next game? You got the Cleveland Browns taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are straight duty. Straight duty. With a new QB, they'll probably be slightly less duty. The Browns, maybe like a half a step above duty. But they have a really good running game. Their defense is playing pretty well. And so because of that, I'm going to go with the Browns. However, the last 2 weeks, the Browns have had like really bad weather games, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a late season hurricane in Jacksonville.
So I feel like we need to address the rankings here.
Duty?
No, that's par.
No. Duty is duty.
Is par.
That's poop. That's bad.
Is on par.
That's like 0.
And then birdie would be slight less poopy? Like, is that the analogy here?
What? Why are you bringing golf terms into this?
I don't know. When you were saying about being poopy and then slight less poopy, I was thinking like on par. And then
I didn't say poopy. I said duty.
Duty, poopy, they're the same thing.
You're thinking bogey.
No, I'm not thinking bogey at all.
You're bringing birdies into this.
Yeah, because
there ain't no birds.
No, because when you get one less than par, it's a birdie.
Yeah, well, you get over par. Well,
no, is that the bogey?
Bogey is a bad number. That's the +1 in golf.
Right,
that's when you
and
go
the birdie
over
is
par.
The -1.
Yeah, that's under par.
Right, so that when I was thinking, duty was like the on par.
Yeah.
And a bird, when you were saying slightly less poopy, that's like birdie.
Well,
like,
no, it's not. It's no. Because see, here's the problem with golf. You're talking about like the lower score you have, the better. That's just golf. Ain't nobody care about golf.
That's fair.
Nobody cares about golf. So what I'm talking about is like, here's duty, right? Like duty's like 0, right? There's duty, And then like right up here is like the Jaguars. It's like right like on the fingernail, like above that. Then the Browns are like maybe a full finger above that. And then the Vikings are down here.
We weren't talking about them.
No one is.
Moving on.
Nope.
I'll go with the Browns.
Not even the worst team in New Jersey into our next game. You have the New Jersey Giants taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. This might have been a tough game for the Giants if the Bengals still had Joe Burrow, but, you know, the Washington football team took care of that. So the Giants have actually been playing okay. Thank you. Yeah. Whew. I thought I was joking, honestly. Almost was the Vikings. But the Giants have actually been playing pretty okay. So the Bengals, they're pretty garbage, and now without Joe Burrow, they'll be even more garbage. So, Giants.
I don't want to pick the Giants.
Then don't.
Giants.
Birdieing into our next game. You got the...
Didn't have any birdies, huh? Now we got a birdie. Look at that. You put a birdie into this. Way to go.
Birdie, birdie in the sky, why'd you drop that in my eye?
Again, poop. Again, your reference to poop.
I didn't finish the song yet.
Why'd you drop that in my eye? That's referring to them pooping.
Yep.
Again, you referenced poop.
Feels like water, looks like spit. Oh my God, it's birdie.
Poop.
That's the PG version. Check out onlyfans.com/Jade Grossi for the uncensored version.
There's none of that.
You got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the New England Patriots. The Patriots losing to the Texans last week, and you know it's not a good season over in New England. It's not really going so well.
Great.
They're hot. They're cold. They're mild.
They're lukewarm.
That's what I was gonna say next.
Great.
It's like heating up a soup, and like the bottom's really hot, but like you go and you take a sip of it, and it's still cold.
No, it's usually the opposite for me.
That's the New England Patriots.
Usually the top's really hot, and then the cold's on the bottom.
I don't know what microwave you're using.
Clearly not the same as yours.
Nope. I'm using the Easy Bake Oven.
Did you even ever have one of those?
No, I wanted one, but my dad was like, Tom, those are for girls. And that's why it took me so long to learn how to cook.
You should practice.
I do. I made food the other day. I made a bagel for myself today. It was everything bagel. Put it in the toaster oven and slathered some peanut butter on it. Get some protein in there. It's pretty solid. Had a kiwi with it too. Kiwi wasn't that great. It was a little, I don't know if it wasn't ready yet, but it was okay. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, coming off a loss on Thursday Night Football to the Seattle Seahawks. The Cardinals are obviously the better football team here. The only shot that the Patriots have is limiting Kyler Murray and, of course, DeAndre Hopkins, which could happen. It could happen.
I'm going with the Cardinals.
I don't think it's gonna happen, though. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals as well. Ace Venturing into our next game. You have the Miami Dolphins taking on the New Jersey Jets. Now, if you're a follower of the NFC and AFC East reactions, you'll know that there's a lot riding on this game as these two teams collide for the first time this season. The Jets have not won a single game. The Dolphins, they benched Tua last week and lost to the Broncos. That's embarrassing. It seems that Tua is still going to be the starter this week. The Jets are a really bad football team, though, and
why did they bench him?
He wasn't playing well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins, but for Springsteen's sake, I hope the Jets win.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
Getting Patrick Mahomes into our next game, you got the Vegas Raiders taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons, kind of like the Jaguars, got slapped in the face, but instead of by, the Steelers, they had it done by the Saints, another S team. So the alliteration is still there. Taysom Hill ran in for 2 touchdowns, and the defense absolutely destroyed the Falcons and Matt Ryan, forcing 2 interceptions and 8 sacks. Meanwhile, the Raiders had a really, really close game while Carr did his best Undertaker impression on the sideline, looking like he was possessed by a demon, and they did everything right except play against Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes did his magic and won at the very last second. The Raiders should win this game. Josh Jacobs should have himself a nice game because the Falcons are not a good football team.
Wait, I'm going to go with the Raiders too, but while I'm sitting here listening to you, I actually find it super fascinating that you know all this stuff that happened in all these games. Like, you ain't got any notes or anything. You're just, like, off the top of your head. I find that really fascinating.
Now, I'm just going to say something. We did this for 17 weeks plus last year, and have now done this for 12 weeks, in which I've never had notes.
I know, but I'm just, like, now realizing.
So I just want to be clear here. So over 39 weeks in, you've realized that, oh, this is kind of impressive.
We've been married, kind of settled in. Not too much more to learn.
We have been married for 5 years.
There's not too much more to learn about each other. So, when something new
I thought that would have come up in like maybe the first 4 weeks. You know what? I'll even give you the first 10. 39 though. 39.
Because it's not like you watch all the games either.
I do.
You don't watch all the games.
I watch the games and then I wind up watching highlights and film.
You don't watch all the games while they're live.
No, not when they're live.
That's what I mean.
That's why they're recorded. Maybe I will stream tomorrow. There's no game on, but I might stream anyway.
Great. Get out of my hair.
Run to the hill. Into our next game, you got Taysom Hill and the New Orleans Saints taking on the Denver Broncos. The Broncos able to pull off an upset against the Miami Dolphins as Drew Lock sucked a little bit less. Meanwhile, the Saints are rocking and rolling right now without Drew Brees, and it seems that they are just going to continue to bulldoze the rest of this league. God help us all. The Saints should win this football game. The Broncos should not lose. But, I mean, it's in Mile High Stadium, so maybe if they spike Taysom Hill's water or Gatorade with some some of the stuff that's legal over in Colorado. Maybe they probably still won't win. No, Saints.
I'm going with the Saints as well.
Marijuana was what I was saying.
I got it.
I was saying that.
I got it.
Wanting to be euthanized into our next game, you got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the LA Rams. The 49ers are just they're sad. They're a sad football team. They're an injured football team, and it's really quite a shame to see what they have become as they are just praying for the season to be over. Meanwhile, the Rams pulling off the upset against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Tom Brady, of course, refused to shake Jared Goff's hand, and now this is the second time that he's refused to shake up QB's hand after he lost because he's a little crybaby mother effer that the media doesn't talk about, but God forbid Aaron Rodgers did that, it would be plastered all over ESPN. Bleacher Report would be like, did you see Aaron Rodgers? He snuffed him. What an immature man-child. But because it's Tom Brady, the golden boy gets a pass. And it's BS. It's BS. The Rams are a pretty balanced football team, but honestly, I don't know which team is going to show up. Jared Goff still threw 2 interceptions, made some costly mistakes, but you had guys like Cooper Kupp, who did amazingly, and Robert Woods, who did amazingly. Both had over 100 yards against the Tampa Bay defense. The 49ers are a shell of what they used to be, but then again, the 49ers also beat the Rams pretty confidently the last time that they played. But I think the Rams will take this one.
I'm also going to go with the Rams, but that's... I'm not going to yell about it.
I didn't yell either. I was just passionate.
I feel like that is sort of childish if his reasoning for not shaking hands is because he lost.
He's a man, baby.
What kind of example is that setting for his teammates, for young children who watch football, that sort of thing, and just people in general about just being respectful. Sometimes you lose.
I'm going to send Pampers to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team.
That does seem a little petty.
And address it to Tom Brady.
And ridiculous.
You're right. Pampers are pretty expensive. Man, baby Brady. Crybabying to our next game. You got the Chiefs taking on the Buccaneers. I know I usually do it for the first team, but I just wanted to make sure that we knew that Tom Brady was a little crybaby there. They had the Chiefs who were able to pull off a close victory on Sunday Night Football against the Vegas Raiders, taking on the Buccaneers who lost on Monday Night Football because Tom Brady sucks in prime time, and I am all about it. This should actually be a really good football game, and I'm going to stream this football game, and I am also going to patent that term of man baby Brady. This should be a really, really good game. The Buccaneers offense can be explosive, but what Tom Brady is going to show up today? Patrick Mahomes and that offense is always amazing. It's their defense that's a little bit sus. Vote them out. I'm going to go with the Chiefs here, and they're going to take care of man baby Brady.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
No quarterbacking our way into our Sunday night football matchup. You got the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Chicago Bears, they don't have a quarterback. Mitch Trubisky is injured. Nick Foles is injured. Who are they going to play? Potentially Deshaun Kaiser? By the way, I'm not laughing at the injury. I'm laughing at how much the Bears suck. Their defense, still great. It's still going to be a slobber knocker of a game, but their offense is literal trash. Allen Robinson, you had a chance. You could have went to the Green Bay Packers, but you chose death. The Packers coming off a tough loss against the Indianapolis Colts, so Aaron Rodgers should be very, very angry and is about to go Super Saiyan all over the Bears' ass. Green Bay Packers, and it's not even gonna be close. Jade.
So what I always find entertaining about Packers games is even though I don't watch them.
Nope. Or any games. Really.
I always know how the game's going.
By how quiet I am?
Because at the beginning of streams, all you hear from upstairs is ah!
Fire-breathing dragon.
And then it's like cricket. That's how drastically different it is. And so even though I didn't know exactly what was happening with the game, I knew it wasn't going well.
First half was really good. It was so nice.
It was loud.
Heard. Yeah, you heard.
It was loud.
Yeah.
There was a lot of peeing. And then...
Oh, there's P for the D.
And then it slowed down.
I didn't P for the D after that.
I'm going to go with the Packers.
Just to make sure I get all the bad juju out, let's just... Make sure that we just expel all the demons. Let's go right in the forehead there. Okay. Then let's go right in the heart there. Okay. Yep. Okay, we got 2 more. Right, let's go in the crotchal area. There we go. All right. Bad juju gone. Seahawking our way into our next one. Yeah, I'm out of transitions. It's been a long episode. You got the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles and Carson Wentz just look terrible. They are just, it's not good. They're still number 1 in the NFC East, but...
That's not saying much.
That's literally saying nothing, because again, all those teams have 3 wins. All of them. It's bad. The Eagles are probably about to get destroyed by the Seattle Seahawks. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't even need to, I don't even need to break this down. Seahawks. But let us know what you think down in the comments below. Those are our predictions for Week 12 in the NFL. Let us know what you got. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or Tom Grossi Comedy, all social media, see down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout out and thank you to all the patrons over at Patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the YouTube members. I want to wish everybody who's celebrating a very happy Thanksgiving from the Grossi household to your household. Sorry, I dropped him. Sorry. We will not be having this on the table tomorrow.
Why not?
Because we're vegan, Jade. Like, what do you do on Thanksgiving without football?
Spend time with your loved ones and eat food.
I get the eat food one, but like, what do you do? Like, do you play Battleship or something?
Sure.
Oh my God, I can't even go out for Black Friday shopping on Thanksgiving. Oh, God.
He doesn't need anything anyway. We're fine.
I'm going to have to go out and buy beer. It's going to be a long holiday. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi.
I'm Jade Grossi.
And as always, go Pack, go.